Hello and welcome back to Clownfish TV. It is me, Geeky Sparkles, and I am here by myself today. But today we're going to talk about yet another lawsuit Disney is facing. And this one is over an injurious wedgie that happened at Typhoon Lagoon in 2019. So we're going to talk about this. It sounds funnier than it is because when you hear what happened, it's pretty awful. But we're going to talk about this new lawsuit they're facing, and it's something you never think about. So I'm going to cover it too for your own personal safety to keep in mind, especially if you're a woman riding some of these water slides, because it's not something you think about. Before we get into it, I want to mention that you can go and look at our Dismal Kingdom parody t-shirt, our Daily Dose of Dismal Disney shirt. We have available at shopclownfish.com. You can go look at that. We're hoping to get some new designs up soon. Please like and subscribe. If you do, you'll get a woohoo. And we're going to talk about this story. So, woman sues Disney for $50,000 over injurious wedgie on water slide at Typhoon Lagoon and birthday trip gone wrong. So this comes from Fox Business. So a woman's suing Disney because it resulted in an injurious wedgie. Now, if you've ridden a water slide and you're a woman, I think it's happened to dudes too. Sometimes when you hit the bottom, bad things can happen. Like a lot of times I see women lose their tops. And even if you're in a one piece, if you're going fast enough, that thing is coming off. Men lose their shorts. It happens. I've seen it happen. I haven't seen it happen at Disney, but I've heard stories. I have seen it happen at other places. There was a reason we were at one water park, and my mom was like wondering, why are all these guys standing at the bottom of the water slide? And then when women were coming off and losing their shirts, she kind of figured it out. So this is a Typhoon Lagoon, and there was this woman, Emma McGinnis. Okay, she's seeking $50,000 in damages for injuries sustained in 2019 during her 30th birthday trip to Typhoon Lagoon. She was on the Humunga Cowabunga water slide. With its 3 body tubes, is 214 feet in length. Okay, the ride ends in nearly a 5-story plummet into the dark, nearly 40 miles an hour into the pool. Okay, so you're going at 40 miles an hour and you're hitting this water. Well, what happened was when she hit the water, it forced water up in and past her swimwear. So they said when the rider of the slide reached the bottom of the ride and traveled into the pool of water designed to stop further travel, the force of the water can push loose garments into a person's anatomy, an event known as a wedgie. Because of the woman's anatomy, the risk of a painful wedgie is more common and more serious than it is for a man. Her injury, which categorizes the experience as an injurious wedgie, could have been avoided if Disney had instructed her proper clothing to wear. What they said happened was when she hit the water was painfully forced inside her body, I'm sure her swimsuit as well, which caused her immediate and severe pain internally. And as she stood up, blood began rushing between her legs. So it probably damaged something up there, or it shoved up and ripped something. She was transported to a local hospital by ambulance for medical care and treatment, and eventually was transported to their hospital for repair of her gynecological injuries by a specialist. So there were female anatomy injuries from the speed of hitting that water and landing on your butt. So that happened to her. This goes on about the risk of injury to a rider's genitalia and internal organs can be eliminated by using shorts or other protective clothing to act as a barrier and prevent clothing or water from being forced inside his or her body when slammed into a pool of water at the end of the slide. This is the lawsuit. Disney does not instruct riders to wear protective clothing, does not make such protective shorts available to riders, and does not warn riders of the risk of injury if protective clothing is not worn while using the slide. And I gotta tell you, I never would have thought of this. When you go to the water park, you're in your swimsuits and stuff, you don't think to yourself, oh, well, if I hit the water on my butt, that it could, if you're a woman, it could take my swimsuit and just ram it up in there and cause severe damage, or the water being forcefully pushed up there at high speeds could cause damage. I mean, you think about it now when you're hearing this, it makes complete sense. But most people aren't there thinking that, oh, I need to wear shorts. So just so you know, if you're visiting Typhoon Lagoon and you're going to ride the Humunga Cowabunga or another water park that has a huge drop hitting water, and you happen to be a woman, and I'd say if you're male too, I'd consider it, because you want to have your ball sack stay intact. I would recommend you wear special gear or don't ride it, because I never would have thought of this, but this sounds pretty awful. They said that she's looking for $50,000 in damages and argued the slide is unsafe and unreasonably dangerous, and that Disney is negligent. So this is like another lawsuit Disney is facing. We have the ones from the investors, and we have the ones with the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District. And we have another one from a studio claiming that Disney was, withholding money and doing Hollywood accounting to make sure they don't get paid and owe them millions. And now we have this lawsuit that a woman, has an injurious wedgie. And I just feel so bad. I feel so bad for her because, one, it sounds absolutely horrific. If it did happen, and there's going to be evidence. She was like, there's going to be medical bills. There's going to be the ambulance report. There's probably an incident report. So I'm sure there's a paper trail. But if it's true, it sounds absolutely horrific. But then, now it's all over the news because she has an injury, because they're all leading with, injurious wedgie, because that's what they're calling it. An injurious wedgie. So, there's Disney's latest lawsuit. I wonder if it'll be settled quickly. I'm assuming since this happened in 2019, that's 4 years later, Disney was not working with them, which is why they take it this far. It looks really bad for Disney. So I hope they do fix this and settle it. I don't think $50,000, given what happened, is ridiculous. I'm sure it cost a lot to have damages, things repaired. There you go. So there's your daily dose of Dismal Disney from me today. Please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Bye.